Hello and welcome back to Reiki Ventures. Today we are back in the tiny house hunting blind, and I have been working on this outlet, two switches here, for a while. Man, it's been a struggle, but I've been getting through it. I've mostly got it done now. I think this switch, I believe the way I've got it wired up, is it now will switch the light up there. Well, we'll have to find out when we get power hooked up if that's the right switch. I think it is. And then this switch is the switch that will power these two wires down here. So I'm going to hook an outlet up to these separate from the other outlet. So I have two outlets down here. One will have constant power to it. This one will be switched by that light switch. I think it's that light switch. I hope it's that light switch. And so and what I plan on doing is I'm thinking that I'll have this one switched, and I'm thinking I'll probably put some type of rope light down here, like a red rope light, to just wrap around the bottom of the floor, so that we can turn this light on and it'll have like a low glow red light down there. So that'll kind of give us some light in here when it's super dark, when we're coming in here in the early morning, or when we're leaving late at night. It'll be a nice light to have, kind of like a night light that won't be too bright in here. And then the switch up for that light up there, that light, I think I'm going to put, I'll probably put a red bulb in there too, or maybe I'll just get a multicolored bulb, one that I can change the color on, and I'll put that up there. Probably a red light. And the reason I'm thinking red is because the story that I've always heard is that deer cannot see red light very well. At least it's the light spectrum I think that they can see the least. Like blue light, I think they're pretty good at. I think I've heard like color blues they can see. But red and oranges, which is why people wear orange when they're hunting, you have the hunter orange for deer hunting. It's because they have, I believe that deer's eyesights are not very good for that color spectrum. I think that's at least the story. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. You guys should tell me in the comments down below, is that true? Do deer actually see red lights just as well as they can see blue lights? I don't know. I've heard it that way, so that's what I'm going to do. The other thing that I'm doing in here, that I started doing in here, is I decided to put a GFI outlet right here, and I decided to put a GFI outlet over here as well. And this would, it's for shock protection, to make sure somebody doesn't shock themselves. And I'm putting it at this spot, and I'm putting it at this spot, because these are the first spots that are going to come out of the breaker box here. And then every other outlet will be connected to them downstream of it. So everything else will be past this GFI, and that means this GFI will protect everything else that's beyond it. So doing that, every outlet in here should have GFI protection, and it will even be useful because down here, like we talked about before, I'm going to make this one go down to the floor down there to go outside. That means the outlet on outside of the tiny house here will also have GFI protection. So that's the main reason I want to do that. Well, just in general, it's just good protection to make sure somebody doesn't actually shock themselves out here. The other thing that I'm going to have to do is, once I get this wired up, this is the ground here for this box. I'm going to have to take a wire from that ground from there, and I'm going to have to take it outside, and I'm going to drive a grounding rod in the ground. I'm actually going to drive two of them, because I've heard that if you only drive one, it may or may not still be a perfect ground. I think you're supposed to move another one. You're supposed to drive another one like 6 feet away from it, and then connect those two rods together. And I think that gives you a better idea of actually, do you actually have a real ground at that point? There's, I think, some equipment you can use to measure it from what I've researched online. So, but that's my plan. Drive two grounding rods out there. That should make sure these GFIs work correctly. And then when I hook all the solar equipment up, I'm going to hook all the solar equipment up to that ground as well. So, all right, that's what I've got going on for now. I'm going to continue wiring outlets now. I've only got outlets to do, basically. I've got one there, one there, one there. 1, 2, 3. I've already lost count. Okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this one will be 9, and then I'm going to drop one out there too. I don't know if we'll get to that tonight. I've been up here for a couple of hours already, not even in here because I had to get some other stuff done up here, so I've only had a limited amount of time in here, but we'll see how far we get with wiring the rest of the outlets. I don't know if I'll get it all done. We might be out here one more time. And then I'm trying to figure out, should I just go ahead and do the solar panels outside next? Do the solar panels, which I'm thinking of putting over there? Or should we just go ahead and bring the inverter up here and the battery and hook this all up and make sure it's the electricity in here is working? I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. I may just bring the inverter up next. Hook it up there. Make sure we actually have power and everything in here, right? Make sure this is all powered up. And then we'll have to start working on putting the solar panels over there. I've got that was one of the things that was one of the things I did this morning, is I hooked up the post hole digger to the tractor, so it's all ready to go for when we are ready to do those posts over there. Shouldn't take too much, I hope, right? That's always the story. It shouldn't take too much, but you never know. Sometimes it takes longer than that. All right, I'm going to continue wiring these up. There's a red squirrel down there that came to visit me. Looks like he's like eating the piece of wood there. It looks like he's gnawed on it a lot. I'm calling it a him, but you know, maybe it's a her right down there, right? Yeah, she's concerned that I'm here filming her. I've been sitting here watching her for quite a while, and now she's like, oh, I hear him talking, so there's somebody up there. Maybe she didn't know I was here before. Well, anyway, we've got most of the outlets done except for that one. This is the only outlet left, and that's the one I'm going to drop down to the outside, so I need to figure out how to drill a hole there first. Otherwise, I've got all the outlets in here. I've got, you know, GFI going to that one, all the way down, and then back over this way. And then for the other side, I've got it coming out of breaker 1, going over to this GFI, go into there, and go into this light switch here, and these light switches, this one I believe will turn on the light up here, which I haven't put in yet, and the other one here should switch this outlet here, and then we got an outlet there, another outlet there, another one there, another one there, and they're all GFI protected by that outlet. So I think I've got, you know, most of the wiring done here, and so other than dropping that down there and hook an outlet to the outside, I'm thinking maybe next time we should bring the inverter and the battery up here and hook those up to it right there, and see if this actually all works. See if I don't have a short somewhere, right? Make sure it all works. That's what I'm thinking next time. We'll wire the light, and we'll wire that, and we'll put the inverter in, and we'll see if we actually have power out here. That would be pretty cool. That would be a success. And then the next step will be obviously to put in the solar panels, and I'm thinking of putting them in right over there on the other side of that tree. That tree stand is right there on the other side of that is where I'm thinking to put the panels, and so they will catch most of the sunlight during the day, I think, that way. Yeah, it's coming along here, guys. So that's what we got done so far. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.